On the first Sabbath every month, we always have a Pathfinder tell the children's story, and today it was me. I want to tell you a little bit more about it. Keep watching. Hi everyone, it's Audra with Pathfinder Strong. I'm back! And it's Sabbath, and it's a great day, and today I told a children's story at church. We're starting our new Pathfinder year up, and we always, of course, have a theme. Last year for children's story, we had all the kids telling stories about stewardship of some kind on the first Sabbath of the month. But this year we're going to have our Pathfinder kids telling stories about unity and belonging. Our purpose in that is just to try to create a better community, kind of a family atmosphere where everyone feels safe and welcome. And what better way to learn than to teach? So I started us out this year with doing the story this month, but next month and all the months following, one of the kids will be doing the story every month, and they will select a story, or I'll help them, that has something to do with that idea of unity and belonging. So today I told a story that was one that I have heard many times. My Dad and Mom used to read it to me when I was a kid. I loved it. I have it memorized. It's called The Forest Hotel, and it's one of those little golden books. Anyway, it's a story that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside because it reminds me of a kid. So I'm going to share it with the kids today, and I'm going to share it with you too. All right. I have a story for you that was one of my absolute favorite stories when I was a kid your age, and I want to share it with you today. Have any of you ever seen this book before? No. It's called The Forest Hotel. Okay, here we go. On the edge of the forest was a sign that said Forest Hotel in big black letters. And next to the sign was a wooden sign that said Hotel Office written over the door. To the office opened, and in clumped one huge hippopotamus. "I'd like a place for one, please," said the hippopotamus to the rabbit, who was sitting behind the desk. "Somewhere a fellow can really roll around." "I know just the place," said the rabbit, and he led the hippopotamus into the Forest Hotel. Around they went, up and down, until they came to a muddy river, said the hippopotamus, and the rabbit hippity-hopped back to his office. The door opened again, and in lumbered two brown bears. "We'd like a place for two, please," said the bears, "and we plan to stay all winter." "I know just the place," said the rabbit, and he led them into the Forest Hotel. Around they went, up and down, until they came to a dark cave. "Just fine," said the bears, and the rabbit hippity-hopped back to it. Soon the door opened, and in bounced 3 woolly lambs. "We'd like a place for 3, please," said the lambs, as they shook their woolly curls. "I know just the place," said the rabbit, and he led them into the Forest Hotel. Around they went, up and down, until they came to a rolling meadow. "Wonderful," said the lambs, and the rabbit hippity-hopped back to his office. The door opened again, and in came 4 spotted frogs. "We'd like a place for 4, please." "I know just the place," said the rabbit, and he led them into the Forest Hotel. Around they went, up and down, until they came to a pond with 4 floating lily pads. "Thank you very much," said the frogs, and the rabbit hippity-hopped. The door opened again, and in bounded 5 bearded mountain goats. "We'd like a place for 5, please," said the goats. "I know just the place," said the rabbit, and he led them into the Forest Hotel, and around they went, and up and down, until they came to a steep, high cliff. "Great," said the goats, and the rabbit hippity-hopped back to the door. Opened again, and in waddled 6 penguins. They were very well dressed. "We'd like a place for 6, please." "I know just the place," said the rabbit, and he led them into the Forest Hotel. Around they went, up and down, until they came to a large chunk of ice. "Much Much obliged, said the penguins, and the rabbit hippity-hopped back to his office. The door opened again, and in flew 7 chirping birds. We'd like a place for 7, please, said the birds. I know just the place, said the rabbit, and he led them into the Forest Hotel. And around they went and up and down until they came to a big, leafy elm tree. Beautiful, said the birds, and the rabbit hippity-hopped back to his office again. And in came 8 sea otters. We'd like a place for 8, please, said the sea otters as they slid around the office. Guess what? The rabbit knew just the place, and he led them into the Forest Hotel until they came to a slippery hill. Super, said the otters, and the rabbit hippity-hopped back to his office. When the door opened next, in buzzed 9 bees. We'd like a place for 9, please, said the bees. I know just the place, said the rabbit. And he led them into the Forest Hotel. Around they went, up and down, until they came to a beehive. Perfect, said the bees. And the rabbit hippity-hopped back to his office. For the last time, he was at his office. And as he was turning out the lights, the door opened one last time. Don't you have room for us? Asked 10 little baby rabbits who hopped into the office to be with their dad. And what do you think the rabbit said? Yes, indeed. I know just the place. And the rabbit opened a special door in the floor, and they all went home to dinner. This story reminds me of a verse in the Bible, and it's in John 14, and this is what it says. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't have told you. And I am going there to prepare just the place for you. And if I go and prepare just the place for you, I will come back and I will take you there to be with me. You know where that place is that Jesus is preparing for us? Heaven. Heaven, right. And we're all welcome in heaven. There is just the place for you in heaven, and there's just the place for you in heaven, and there's just the place for you in heaven. And Jesus is looking forward to us all being there. So let's make sure that we keep our hearts ready so that we can go to just the right place with Jesus in heaven. Let's bow our heads. So the moral of the story is get your kids involved in your church service. We do ours every first Sabbath of the month. It's Pathfinder Sabbath, and we do children's stories, song leader, call to worship, offering collector, all those different things. So find out, talk to your pastor or your elders, and find out today how your kids can get involved in the church service. See you next time.